Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. In the last class, we have discussed about lattice, and in the lattice, if an element is there, how we can find the complement of it. Complement of an element in a lattice. In a lattice that we have seen, right? How we can find the complement? For example, we are having uh, this as the lattice. Now it is a lattice, right? We are having a greatest element and the least element, so it can be considered as a lattice. Now let us name these as A, B, C, D, and what is the complement of one particular element? Let us say for A, what is the complement? A complement is what? That's what we have to find. How we can find A complement? Yes, A complement, how we will find is with whatever the elements we will be checking, like A meet A join, this is join symbol, A join X should be I. I is nothing but maximum element, and A meet X should be O. What does it mean? It is the minimum element. Greatest element and least element are denoted by I and O. Okay, upper bound or lower bound in general. This is upper bound of a lattice, which is nothing but greatest element, and the lower bound of a lattice is nothing but least element. Now, if you consider A join X should be upper bound. A and one other element. A is the element for which we wanted to calculate complement. Okay, for that, how we can find is, suppose A and B, if you consider A join B is I or not, we have to check. Yes, this is correct. Next, A meet X. A meet X, that is X is nothing but B we are considering now. A meet B. What's the answer? A meet B? Hmm.
A, sir.
A. So it is not equal to O, which is D here. So it is not satisfying the second property, second condition. So B will not be the complement of A. Similarly, D also, A meet D is D only, but A join D is A itself. It is not I. So it is not satisfying the first condition, but the second condition will be satisfied. So either B or D is not, neither B nor D is a complement of A. But now you consider C. A join C is B, which is nothing but I. Next, A meets C is D, which is nothing but O. So both the conditions are being satisfied. So we can consider C as the complement of A. So A complement is C. Similar case you can observe in C complement as well. B and D will not satisfy, but A will satisfy these two properties. So we can consider C complement as A. And other example which we have seen in the last class is like we are having this one, A, B, C, D and E. Is this lattice or not? Yes, because greatest element is there, least element is there. So it is a lattice. Upper bound is D, lower bound, upper bound we denote with I, and this is D. Next, lower bound we denote with O, and it is E. Now, if you consider complement of D, complement of D is nothing but I complement is nothing but O. Similarly, complement of E, that is E complement, which is nothing but O complement, which is I. So upper bound complement will be lower bound complement will be upper bound in lattice. Okay, that's for sure. For any lattice, it is true. Next, you consider A complement. How we can find the A complement? How we can find the A complement? A complement. Yeah, please respond, ma.
B, comma C, sir.
B comma C. Why? Because A meet B will be, A meet B will be
E.
E. A join B will be D. So both the conditions it is satisfying. Okay, this condition, both are satisfying. Next, A meets C is E, A join C is D. So both the conditions are satisfied. So A complement will be B comma C. Similarly, B complement will be A comma C. C complement will be A comma B. Okay, like this, for any given element, we could able to find out what is the complement in a lattice. Okay, we can calculate. Suppose you consider simple thing. Is this lattice or not? First of all, is this lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose if I am having like this, is this lattice?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because single, of course, greatest element we should have. That is the restriction, right? So, okay. Now, upper bound is I, which is nothing but D. Lower bound is O, which is nothing but A. Now you say, what is the A complement? A complement. A complement is, you consider with all these elements, A meet B will be A, okay, A join B will be B, so it is not satisfying, so B is not the complement of A. Next, similar case will occur with respect to C as well. Next, consider D, A meet D, A meet D is A only, A join D is A join D is D, so both the conditions it is satisfying, so A complement will be
D.
D. Here also we have discussed, sorry, this is true for every lattice. Like upper bound complement will be lower bound complement will be upper bound. So A is the lower bound, so automatically A complement will be upper bound, that is D. Similarly, D complement will be A. Okay, this is directly we could able to say. Now the point is, what is B complement? What is B complement? If you consider B complement as A, then B meets A is, B meet A is A, B join A is B. So it is not satisfying both the properties. Only one property only satisfying. So B complement is not A. Next, consider C. B meets C is B meets C is B, B join C is C. So B complement is not C as well. Next, D you consider. B meet D is B only. B join D is D. So it is not satisfying one of the properties. So B complement is pi. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Similarly, what is C complement?
5.
Yeah. C complement is also empty. So now let us try to see one more example with respect to finding minimum complement of a given element. Like okay. Now, is this lattice or not, first of all?
Yes, sir.
Lattice, correct? We should have this one, then only it will be lattice. Yes or no? This is not the least element. If you don't have this, what will happen? This is not the least element, isn't it? If you have this, then all will be related to this. All will be related to this. So it can be considered as least element. So just to consider this as well. So now, is this lattice now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let us name A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yeah. Now what is H complement?
A.
A complement is H. Next, E complement. E complement. E complement. E, F you consider, E join F is H, yes or no? E join F is H. Next, E meet F is E meet F.
A.
A. So both the conditions are being satisfied, yes or no? So E complement, can we say F?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can we say G?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because E meet G is
D.
D. So E complement can be considered as F. Now you consider B. B. That is E and B. E join B is E join B.
Yes, sir. We can consider B.
Yeah. Why? Because the join is H and meet is A. So we can consider, sorry, it is, what is it? B. Next, can we consider C?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, can we consider A? Can we consider A?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, you are not audible.
Just a second.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
This microphone battery is low. Just a second. I will try to change that. Yeah. Now it is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. G complement is F. Next, can we consider C as the G complement?
Yes, sir.
Yes. B?
Yes, sir. B.
Yeah. B. Any other? A? No. A meet G is A, but A join G is G. So FCB will be G complement. Similarly, just one more complement. D complement. What is D complement?
B, comma C.
B comma C. Check once. Correct. Yeah. B comma C will be D complement. Yes. Next, C complement. C complement. Of course, it will contain E definitely.
F.
Yeah. E F. No, no.
No, sir.
Hmm. E. Can we consider G?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. G and
D
E.
also, sir. D.
D also. Yeah, it is meeting here. Yeah. Yeah. D. So this is C complement. We cannot consider B, right? B, no. Okay. H, no. Right. So like this, we could able to find out complement of an element in a lattice. Okay. Now consider based what is meant by distributive law. Like we are having three elements A, B, C, and A, R, B, and C is equal to ARB and ARC. Okay, this you can consider in the case of union and intersection. A union B intersection C is nothing but A union B intersection A union C. This is called distributive. Yeah, distributive law. Now, coming to the lattice, in a lattice, okay, if a lattice is having the property that for any ABC, that means for any three elements you consider in lattice, if this particular condition is satisfied, what is this one? How we can call this symbol?
Join A
Join.
join B meet C.
Yeah, A join B meet C equal to A join B meet A join C. Then we can say such kind of lattice as distributive lattice. Okay. For all the possibilities of ABC, if this particular condition is satisfied, then we can say such kind of lattice as distributive lattice. Okay. For example, let us consider simple thing ABCD. Okay, ABCD. Now, any three elements you take, ABD you consider as ABC now. Okay, ABD you consider as ABC. Now, A meet A join B meet C. B meet C in the sense B meet D in our example. Or you consider ABC only for prior understanding. Just ABC only you consider as ABC. Now A join B meet C. B meet C is
D.
D. So A join D. A join D in the sense
A.
A join D. A join D is A only, isn't it? Yes. A
Yes,
join
sir.
D is A. Next, this is LHS. Next RHS, let us consider A meet B. A join B. A join B is A join B
A.
is A. Next, meet A join C is
A.
A only. A meet A will be A only. So here LHS is equal to RHS for ABC what you call triple. Now you consider another triple BDC. BDC, that is instead of ABC I am taking BDC. Now you substitute here B meet C in the sense B meet C in the sense D meet C, which is nothing but D. And next A is nothing but B, so B join D will be B join D will be B. Next consider RHS A join B. A join B in the sense here A is B, B is nothing but D, so B join D. B join D is B, and that is meet A join C. A join C means B join C. So now B join C, what is the B join C is A. Now B meet A. B meet A is B only. So B is equal to B. So it is satisfying for this triple as well. Like this, for every triple, we have to check whether this particular distributive law is being satisfied or not. Understand? If for every triplet this is being satisfied, then such kind of lattice we call it as distributive lattice. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, in the last class, we have seen a simple trick to find whether the lattice is distributive lattice or not based upon the complement. What is the property? Based upon the property. Yes. In the last class, we have seen with respect to
If every vertex has at least one complement, at most one complement.
yeah, if every element has at most one complement. At most one complement in the sense, how many we can have?
0 or 1.
Yeah, 0 or 1. So for every element, if we have either 0 complement, that is we may not have complement for certain elements in lattice. Okay, if we have, that should be 1 only, then we can say such kind of lattice as distributive lattice. Okay, instead of checking for all the triplets, what we will do is simply we will be calculating what is the complement of each and every element. If every element is having either 0 or 1 as the complement of it, then we can say it as distributive lattice. Okay, this was the trick we have seen. Now in this example, what is the A complement?
D, sir.
A complement is D. Next B complement is
C.
A. D complement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, B complement is C. C complement is B. Now, if you consider every element in this particular lattice, we are having complement as 1. So, we can say it as the distributive lattice. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, you consider this one. In this example, we have calculated H complement. It is A complement H. E complement is FBC. Next, G complement is FCB. D complement BC. For every element, we are having complement, but for these elements, what we are having? For E, for G, we are having more than one. But according to the distributive lattice property, any element if you consider, if we have at most one complement, then only we can say that as the distributive lattice. Now, is this distributive lattice?
No, sir.
No. Next, consider another one, the previous to this. Now, is this distributive lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why? Because A complement is D, B complement is null. Okay, B complement is null. Next, C complement is null. D complement is A. So for every element in the lattice, we are having either 0 or 1 complement. So we can say it as distributive lattice. Next, consider this one. Now, is this distributive lattice?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because A complement contains.
Two complements, B, comma C.
Yeah, A complement contains 2, B complement contains 2, C complement contains 2. So it is not distributive. It is violating the property. Next, consider another one. Yeah, this one, of course, this is same as what we have seen earlier. So A complement, B complement, C complement, D complement, all we are having. So it can be considered as the distributive lattice. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, consider another important one called complemented lattice. What can be the complemented lattice definition? Just you guess it. You can guess it easily. Complemented lattice.
If every element has at least one complement.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. For every element, if we have at least or at most,
At least, sir.
yeah, at least one complement, then it is complemented lattice. Then it is complemented lattice. Okay. Now let us consider a simple example which we have started our discussion. This is the one. Now every element is having complement. Yes, yes or no? A complement is C, C complement is A, B complement is D, D complement is B. So it is a complemented lattice. Is this distributive lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, we consider another example like okay. Now you say
Yes, sir. Complemented lattice.
A complement is
E, comma D.
E comma D. D complement is A comma E. C complement is B. B complement is C. So we can say it as complemented lattice. Next, is this distributed lattice?
No, sir.
No. Okay, complemented. Yes. Next, another one you consider. Okay. Now you say Whether it is,
No, sir, it's not lattice.
yeah, first of all, it is not a lattice. Okay. Next, let us go to previous examples. Yeah, is this complemented lattice? This one? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, yeah, is this complemented lattice?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because,
C comma D don't have any complement. C
yeah,
comma B.
yeah, B and C are not having any complement, so it is not complemented lattice, but it is distributed lattice. Why? Because at most one complement we are having. Okay. Next, you consider this one. Is this complemented lattice?
Yes, sir.
Is this distributed lattice?
No, sir.
No. Right. Next, you consider this one. This we have already considered. So next, any other? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Is this distributed or complemented? You see once. What is A complement?
F.
F complement.
A.
A. B complement.
D.
B complement D. Yes. B complement. Check once. Directly B complement will not be D. Why? Because B meet D is C only. It should be F. Yes or no?
E, sir. E.
B complement is E. Next, D complement. D complement.
Null, sir.
D complement is null. Okay. Next, C complement.
This is also null, sir.
Next, E complement.
B.
E complement is B. Because B meets E is F, B join E is A. So this is the complement. Now, is this complemented lattice?
No, sir. Sir, again you are not audible. Yes, sir. Now audible.
Okay. Okay, right? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, is this distributed one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, every element we are having at most one. If we have only one, otherwise zero. So it is distributed lattice, but not complemented lattice. I hope you understand what is meant by complemented lattice, what is meant by distributed lattice. In order to find whether it is a distributed lattice or not, just we need to find complement of every element. Then we will come to know whether we are having at most one for every element or not. We have to check, then we can say it is distributed. Another one is at least one. If we have as the complement for every element at least one, then we can say it as complemented lattice. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, based upon this particular base, we are having one important notion called Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra. It is also a lattice. So it is also a lattice. That is a lattice which is both distributed and complemented. Distributed and complemented. That we call it as Boolean algebra. Is called Boolean algebra. Okay, that means if it, first of all it should be a lattice and it should be both distributed lattice and complemented lattice. What is the restriction for distributed lattice? First of all, what is the restriction for lattice? You tell. For lattice, how we can identify easily?
Greatest, it should have greatest and least element.
Greatest and least. This is the trick. Next, similarly, how we can find whether it is distributed or not?
It should have at most one complement.
At most one complement. That means we need to find the complement of every element, then we will come to know. Next, complemented lattice, how we can find?
At least one complement.
At least one. So, if a lattice satisfies all these three, 1, 2, 3, then, sorry, if a relation satisfies, a lattice is nothing but a relation. Yes or no? Lattice is nothing but a relation. One of which satisfies certain properties like what are the vertical properties it will satisfy? Lattice is a relation or not, first of all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How we have traveled starting from relation? Relation is nothing but a subset of Cartesian product. Then in that relation we are having certain types of properties like symmetric property, reflexive property, antisymmetric, asymmetric, irreflexive, transitive. These kind of properties we have seen. Then based upon these relations, if a relation satisfies symmetric, reflexive and transitive, then we can consider it as symmetric, reflexive and transitive. Then we can call it as equivalence relation. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, if a relation satisfies antisymmetric, reflexive and transitive, then we can say it as
Partial.
partial. That is partial order relation or a poset. Now, based upon this poset, if it has for every two elements, if we have least upper bound and greatest lower bound, then we can say that as the lattice. So, lattice is also a relation which satisfies all these, like it will satisfy reflexive, it will satisfy antisymmetric, it will satisfy transitive, and on top of these three properties, some more restrictions. What is it? For every two elements, we will be having
Joint.
least
meet.
upper bound and greatest lower bound. Okay, meet will be there, join will be there for every two elements. Then we can say that as the lattice. Now, on top of this lattice, if it is distributed as well, that means at most one complement for every element, then we can say it as distributed lattice, and at least one complement for every element, then we can say it as complemented lattice. Now, if a relation is a lattice, distributed and complemented, then we can say such kind of relation as Boolean algebra. Now, is it clear from where we have started and where we are now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, can you, how we can identify if a relation is given to you, like r is equal to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, like that, some tuples I have given to you. Can you able to say whether it is a Boolean algebra or not? Just you try to guess how we can find whether it is a Boolean algebra or not. If a relation is given to you, relation can be represented in several ways. One of those ways is just tuple representation. I will be giving R is equal to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, like that some tuples I will be giving. Now we have to find whether it is Boolean algebra or not. Yeah. Yeah, any
Yes,
guess?
sir.
Yeah, how we can find?
First, we will draw a Hesse diagram for
Very
that.
good. Yeah, first step is we will draw a C diagram,
Then we will see whether every element should have only one complement. Then we will say that it is a Boolean algebra. Then we will
very
check whether it's a lattice or not.
mm.
Then we will check that every element has only one complement.
Okay. First of all, we will be drawing Hussey diagram. That is the first step. Second step is whether it is having whether it is a lattice or not. That means for every pair of elements we are having least upper bound and greatest lower bound or not. We will be checking. If that exists, then we can say it as a lattice.
Lattice.
Afterwards, we need to consider one more thing, that is bounded lattice or not. After finding lattice, we need to check whether it is bounded lattice or not. For bounded lattice, how we can find, how we can check whether the lattice is bounded lattice or not? We will be having bounds. The name itself indicating we will be having bounds, isn't it? So bounds in the sense, what you call greatest element will denote with I, least element will denote with O. So all will be related to I, and from O we will be having relation to all other elements. Then we can say that kind of lattice as bounded lattice. Okay. In the bounded lattice, again we have to calculate complement of every element. Then based upon the number of complements that we have for each and every element, we can decide whether it is distributed or complemented. So what is the intersection here? Let us consider we are having some distributed lattices and some complemented lattices. Then this we consider as,
Boolean algebra.
yeah, this is nothing but Boolean algebra. Yeah, that means at most one we can have, that is you consider this as distributed lattice. So at most one, this is up to one. Okay, this will be having the elements which are having 0. Next, lattices which are having the elements with complement 0. Next, these are the lattices which are having more than 1, that is greater than 1 we can say, or 2, 3, 4, like this. Now it is the intersection of distributed lattice and complemented lattice, and we call it as Boolean algebra. Now let us go back to our examples. Yeah. Now is this Boolean algebra?
No, sir.
No, directly it is not a complemented lattice. Why? Because D and C are not having any complement, so it is not a Boolean algebra. Next, you consider another example. Is this Boolean algebra?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is both the distributive lattice and the complemented lattice. Next, you consider another example. Yeah, this one?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because it is not
Distributive.
distributed. Yeah. Next, this one?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because it is having empty here. Complement does not exist. So it is not distributed. It is not distributed, or it is not complemented. Yeah. Next, consider other example. Yeah, this one?
No, sir, because it's not distributed.
It is not distributed. Right. This one, this is not at all lattice. Okay. Next, this one we have seen already. So based upon our discussion, now we could able to find whether the given relation is, try to understand, I am trying to make gist of or summary of entire thing. Why? Because this is the last topic in relations. First of all, relation is nothing but subset of, yes, please tell me. We have started this relation like the Cartesian product. What is meant by Cartesian product? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That means suppose you consider A, B, C as set A, then Cartesian product, that is A cross A. We will be having the tuples like A comma A. That is A will be related to A Cartesian product A, in the sense every element will be each element will be related with every other element, even what you can say, all the elements. Then A is related to A is related to B, then A is related to C. Next, B is related to A, next B is related to B, then B is related to C. Similarly, C is related to A, then C is related to B, C is related to C. Okay, this is the Cartesian product. Okay, now subset of Cartesian product we are saying as relation. So this relation R can be represented as subset like A comma A comma B. Is this subset of Cartesian product or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so it is a relation. Similarly, let us consider R1, here R2, where we are having only C comma C. Is this subset or not?
Yes, sir.
So it is also a relation. Now you consider R3, which is empty. Is this subset or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so it is also a relation. Next, R4, which is equal to A cross A. Is this relation or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that means all these tuples will be part of the relation. So like this subset of the Cartesian product we can consider as the relation. Next, if for every element, if we have these symmetric pairs, not reflexive pairs, A comma A, B comma B, C comma C, then we can say it as reflexive relation. Next, if what is meant by irreflexive? Suppose if we don't have C comma C, then can we say it as irreflexive?
No, sir. It should not also contain A comma A and B comma B.
Yeah, we should not have any reflexive pair, then we can say it as irreflexive. Yeah. So now the question is, can we have a relation which is both not reflexive and not irreflexive?
No, sir. Yes, sir. We can have.
Yes, we can have such kind of relation. Can you give an example?
If we have C comma C.
Yeah. Only C comma C, yeah, R2 you can consider as not reflexive. Why? Because we don't have A comma A and B comma B, and it is not irreflexive as well. Why? Because C comma C we have. So a relation can be both not reflexive and not irreflexive. Now you consider other way, like can we have a relation both reflexive and irreflexive?
No, sir.
No, that is not possible. Yeah. Next, coming to other properties of the relation, like symmetric. What is meant by symmetric? Symmetric relation. If A comma B is there,
B comma A also.
B comma A should be present. If B comma A is there, then A comma B should be present. Now, in this particular relation, okay, A cross A, let us say R4, we don't have A comma C. Can we consider it as symmetric? If you don't have A comma C in this, then can we consider it as symmetric?
No, sir.
No. How can we make it as a symmetric relation?
By removing C comma A.
Yeah. If we don't have this one, then it is symmetric. Now from this A cross A, if you don't have A comma A, can we consider it as symmetric?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So symmetric is nothing but whenever we have A comma B kind of pair, then B comma A should be present. If A comma B itself not there, then we no need to bother about B comma A. Like B comma A need not be present. Should not be present, we can say. A comma B is not there means B comma A should not be present. Then it is said to be symmetric. Next, asymmetric in the sense,
If A comma B is present, then there should not be B comma A.
yeah, if A comma B is there, then B comma A should not be present. Then we can say it as symmetric. So can we have A comma A? R2 is asymmetric or not? R2 is asymmetric or not?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because C comma C, the symmetric pair is also C comma C only that is present. So we should not have C comma C kind of. Now the question is, can we have a relation both reflexive and asymmetric?
No, sir.
No. Can we have a relation both symmetric and reflexive?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, antisymmetric. What is meant by antisymmetric?
If A comma B and B comma A is present, then A is equal to B.
A is equal to B. Symmetric pair exists in the sense that kind of symmetric pair should be reflexive pair. In generalized way, we can say like that. Yes or no? If symmetric pair exists, then that pair should be a reflexive pair. Then only we should have symmetric pair. Then we can say it as antisymmetric. Okay. Now, if a relation satisfies this reflexive, symmetric, of course, transitive. What is meant by transitive? If A comma B is there and B comma C is there, then A comma C should be present in the relation. That is transitive. If a relation satisfies both three properties, reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then we can say it as equivalence relation. If the relation satisfies reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive, then we can say it as partial order relation. And the set which is having such kind of relation, we call it as poset. In short, poset. And we have seen several problems related to poset, like we have calculated what is the join, what is the meet. Before that, what is the upper bound, what is the lower bound. Before that, what is the maximal element, what is the minimal element. Next, how many maximal elements we can have, how many minimal elements we can have. What is can we have a poset which does not have maximum element? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can we have a poset which does not have maximum element?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Minimum. Can we have a poset which does not have maximal element?
No, sir.
No. We will be having maximal element. We can have multiple maximal elements. We can have minimal element, multiple minimal elements. We can have poset which does not have minimum element. Okay. So please have some clarity on these terms: minimum, minimal, maximum, maximal, least element or greatest element. What is meant by join? What is meant by meet? Then you practice with the diagram directly. By seeing the Hussey diagram, you should be in a position to say what is the meet of so and so elements. Okay, whether these two are joining at what vertex, like that. You practice with several examples, then you will come to know very much easier. And these kind of bits will be asked in GATE exam as well. Okay, in the GATE they will be giving directly one Hussey diagram or the relation directly, as we have seen in the earlier discussion, like where we have seen somewhere R is equal to, we have defined 1 comma 1 1 comma 2 like that. I think I have told you orally. Suppose that relation is given to you, whether it is Boolean algebra or not, we have to find whether it is poset or not, whether it is equivalence relation or not. Like that, they will be giving some options. One relation is defined, then options will be given to you. A is Boolean algebra, B is a distributive lattice, C is a complemented lattice, D is poset. Then you can check whether it is satisfying, first of all, lattice properties or not. If it satisfies, then automatically it is poset. Yes or no? If it satisfies lattice properties, then it is a poset. Then you can think of whether you are having complement or not. Based upon that, you can decide whether it is distributive or complemented or some other thing. Okay, or Boolean algebra. Kind of. Like that, these kind of questions will be asked in GATE. You please practice more examples. Just draw randomly some Hussey diagram. Then you try to find whether it is Boolean algebra, whether it is distributed lattice, whether it is complemented lattice or not. Then you feel more comfortable while solving problems. Otherwise, if you try to recall the things back, then you cannot, you feel that so much mess. Try to solve by taking so many examples. What is the meet, what is the complement, how we will calculate by using meet and join, then you feel comfortable. Yeah, any doubts if you have, you can ask me related to relations. If possible, in coming classes, some more problems or some variety of problems, so we will see. But as of now, let us close this relations topic. Yeah. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Then, okay, we'll see in the next class other topics. Thank you. You please enter your roll number and can leave.